Now, Clonyn and Delvin Castle, as I said, I'm not going to dwell on them too long. Delvin Castle, I will start with this. Hugh de Lacy came to visit his sister Rosa in the 12th century. And apparently this was the result of it. And this is the reason. I'll show you the second picture first. Is St Mary's Church. This castle was built, as Michael pointed out earlier, as a defensive arrangement at a time when the Normans had only arrived in Ireland. You can see the characteristics of it, the split windows. Apparently, at one point in probably around the Cromwellian or the 17th century, it became too cold and drafty for whoever was living there, and as a result of that, the move to Clonyn happened. But now, as far as I can see, there's conflicting times for the St Mary's Church as to when it was built. But I reckon the tower that exists on that building was originally defensive structure or watchtower built on the side of that castle, possibly not at the same time, whereas the actual body of the church was built onto this after a while. Just whereas the castle itself, you guys. Yes, Hugh de Lacy came to visit his sister Rosa in Delvin, and he found out that if he had a castle built there, it would be much easier to subdue a district. So this was pretty much built by the clans in Delvin at the time. It would have been among them would have been the O'Funnelons, where St Bendon came. That labour was used to build the castle, and a community built around that. But when the Normans eventually became settled, and as they say, become more Irish than the Irish themselves, that's when Clonyn Castle first came into play. Making life awkward for myself there. Now that's another photograph I took. I wasn't up in a tree this time. That is Clonyn Castle as it actually stands. Now, there was a long road, as Michael said earlier, to get it to look something like that. Originally, Clonyn was built as a strong house, is what they call it. When the original Delvin Castle, as I mentioned, became too cold and drafty, and when the Normans had settled and blended in with the Irish, they became a bit more comfortable about their surroundings. So castles like this and Ross Castle and other buildings like that were built as more strong houses rather than defensive positions. Richard Nugent, who was the Baron of Delvin, described by the English monarchy as a vehement papist of popular carriage among the Irish, was the originator of the castle settlement at Clonyn. He left Delvin Castle was basically a fortress. They left to build a new comfortable structure. Richard Nugent's wife was a woman called Jane Plunkett, who was known to locals as Jenny the Scraper, because she was thrifty. So, but apparently she wasn't too thrifty to spend a couple of bob on more comfortable surrounds. So that's how Clonyn came about. Hannafin Simons reckoned that Nugent picked a poor site for the castle. It looks, to the eye nowadays, it looks fantastic.
It used to be more on high ground, wasn't it?
Yes, but it looks a lot more built into the countryside now, if you like. But castle, the original castle itself was built in 1639, and there was a design put over the door bearing the initials of Richard Nugent and of his wife Jane Plunkett. Now that was completed in 1639, as I said, and as part of the preparations, they had, or what eventually went into Clonyn Castle at one stage, was this vestment chest, which was given to Nugent in 1628 and donated to him by the friars in Multifarnham.
Where is that, Michael? Is that in the old castle in Clonyn?
Yes. Yeah.
There's a similar stone and
a cockatrice, I think they call it.
yeah.
I can't. The sheet is wobbling here, so I can't. It says mentions Richard Nugent, and it's very hard to read. You want to be squinting, on the computer screen before you can read it.
There's a second one down in 4.
Yes, that's
the mausoleum.
The mausoleum. Yeah. No, that's just let me see here now. Richard Nugent was the first Earl of Westmeath. He was succeeded by the second Earl, obviously, which was also Richard Nugent. Around the time of the construction of the castle, the 1641 rebellion happened. The original Richard, took the side of, just before I forget, this is the vestment. Oh God. That is the, let me just get back to where I was. That's the vestment cabinet that was donated to the Nugents by the monks or the friars of Multifarnham for their assistance in defending the monks in the early 17th century. Now, I'm not sure, I've never been in Clonyn Castle. Has anyone here been inside Clonyn Castle? I don't know where that is at this stage, or it's part of this.
Yes.
Elucidate us.
Oh, no, I didn't realise I was there. It wasn't shown to me, and I didn't ask. I didn't realise it was there.
Well,
next time I'm over there,
the impression I got is that it's not still there. And it's
pardon?
The
Is it still there? Are you sure it's
no, the impression I got from what I was reading was that it's not still there, and that people were wondering about the whereabouts of it.
Yeah.
But that would have been among the original.
I think that's a Ballinlough Castle. That.
You think so? And that's the source I got that from. Now said it was the vestment. Oh yeah, robbery. That was the vestment.
Yeah, the priest vestment in Multi.
Right. So maybe it moved around.
Yeah. So Hugh got his powers on.
Quite possibly. Yeah.
Sure to go.
Plunder or something in that direction. But just to get back to Richard Nugent, the first Earl. He at the time of the 1641 rebellion, the first Earl militated against the rebels, and he as a result was robbed of £20,000 and other valuables while travelling, I take it, by rebel highwaymen at the time. He died in a few years later and was replaced, as I said, as the Earl of Westmeath, Baron of Delvin, by his son Richard, who was a bit more favourable to the rebels, and he actually took part in a few battles on their side. When 1649 came and you had the rising of Cromwell, eventually came towards Delvin in 1651, Richard II Earl burned Clonyn Castle as Cromwell approached. And you often read about Cromwell standing on the hill at Knockshirban out at Clonyn, looking over the horizon and seeing the smoke coming from Delvin, and he camped outside Clonyn Castle for a while, but moved on as there wasn't much point in staying there when the finest building in it was in flames.
stayed the night in Clonyn Castle.
Oh, he went on the ball now. Maybe
Yeah,
he
that's
brought
where he went. Yeah.
maybe he brought the investment cabinet.
Yeah.
His name Cromwell anyway.
Ah, you could, yeah.
The Cromwell, anyway, as history tells us, continued on relentlessly, and Richard Nugent and his family were driven into the west to Heller, to Connacht, and all the comment you made earlier on about Connacht. Richard returned and started the rebuilding. The rebuilding of Clonyn started in 1680 and actually took 180 years before it was perfected as the beautiful structure that it is today, as Michael said, made to look older than it actually is. But the restoration of the monarchy after Cromwell happened around that time, and rebuilding started in 1680. Richard himself died in 1684. It was as I say, it was about 180 years before that was eventually completed by Lord and Lady Greville Nugent, and they put the finishing touches, and it is as it stands today. It stayed on as a Nugent residence until it was sold to Patrick Nugent and went on to Scotland. And I think I won't say around World War II it was purchased by a millionaire from Manchester, Levy. I don't know if it's pronounced Levy or Levi, and it was actually used as a shelter for Jewish children who were displaced and orphaned as a result of the Second World War. Now, I read a bit.
There was Australian homes in it as well.
Yes.
That was in the 1950s, I think. That was later. It was after the.
It was after the
Jewish people. Yeah.
Jewish people.
They didn't stay too long on it.
No.
Yeah, there was about 100 Jewish orphans who entered into an agreement with their benefactors, entering into an agreement with the government, or actually with the owners of the castle at the time, to house them there. Apparently the scheme itself wasn't approved by the Justice Minister at the time, Jerry Boland, who said that he feared, and I quote, any substantial increase in our Jewish population might give rise to an anti-Semitic problem. And Devin Arrow overruled the decision, and the children were allowed to stay until 1948, when the State of Israel was established. And many of them went to the United States, many of them went to Israel, but they were back. And was it about 10 years ago? There was a reunion at the castle. Father Heaney, you remember that?
I know some of them came back and visited. I'm not sure if a big number of them came, but I know I didn't meet them, but I know that a number of them came and visited.
Yeah. Then, and as I said, it's in the ownership of the Dillon family today, and for the past 18 years has been the splendid setting behind a fantastic golf course, which I plan to use someday in my retirement. Whenever that happens. That's a picture of the castle taken in about I would say the early 20th century. Around the time of the War of Independence, maybe a little bit beforehand.